Hi, I'm Meera Allen with your Manifesting Destiny Moon Update. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, really just go through the lunar cycles, where they're going from full moon to new moon and where they're at and to which astrological sign that they're in alignment with. However, lately I've really been feeling to do a more intuitive moon update. We just had a full moon in Taurus last week, and we're moving into a new moon in Sagittarius. But throughout all this last period that we're in Scorpio season, where the sun is going through the constellation of Scorpio. It's a slightly more intense time. Now, what happens when we're in a slightly more intense time is that everything feels a little bit more amplified. There is the chance of going through your darkest fears. There may be things being sent to you which is based on fear-based thinking, which is to control the masses. These are things that, through TV, through radio, through media, where people can pull our vibrational energy down and take us away from the practice that we're doing to create that lightness within ourselves. This is a period at the moment where we really got to delve deep. That's what Scorpio does to us. It's transformative. It's the deepest waters of us. It can take us to our dark night of the soul, where we can really look at those things within ourselves, and it can bring out our greatest fears. But what can we overcome those greatest fears at the moment with is light. It's creating that energy of love. It's shining the torch onto those aspects of ourselves which are a little bit dark, which are a little bit fear-based thinking, or our old beliefs, or somebody else's beliefs. We get to actually say, no, I want to keep the inner light of myself and my sovereign part of myself really, really clear. And it's being able to have those healthy boundaries and go within those spaces and understand where you need to shine your own light on. And also doing it in a very determined way. We had that because of that full moon in Taurus, the bull. What do you want to be determined about? Do you want to be determined to share fear-based thinking about 5G, about the latest scam on the internet? Do you want to be determined about what you love? Do you want to be determined about your passions? Do you want to be determined about your service to humanity, your career, where you contribute to the world? Do you want to be determined about your meditation practice? I literally missed a day of meditation and intention the other day, and my dad messaged me straight away, intuitively, telling me about my meditation practice. Well, that's funny. I laughed because I was like, I really need to sit down and meditate today, and I did in the night. But normally I like to do it in the morning. So, where do we want to go into those places in ourselves, and where do we want to share our energy? Now, we are coming to a new moon in Sagittarius, which I will do a full video about that. But just for now, I want you guys to think about where we've had that full moon in Taurus. Where is the determined part of you been shining and illuminated on? Where have you been clear about what you love, what you do, who you are, where you serve, where your health and your body, your well-being is, what you eat or what you don't eat, what you say, I actually don't want to eat that today, and have that boundary and put that there. All these things will be challenged lately. That's what Taurus does. It challenges our sense pleasures, it challenges our grounding, and it challenges our determination. Then we have also had Venus really close to Jupiter. So this is a time, what does Jupiter do? It amplifies everything. It makes things expansive. What does Venus do? She loves. She sees beauty and adornment, and she's one with that feminine energy. So when we take our heart, our vulnerability, our beauty, our feminine, where we enjoy that feminine, we don't apologize for it or try and shut it down. Instead, we really enjoy, take pleasure in it, and we let it expand. Buddha did a discourse where he just simply held a flower the entire time and didn't speak a word. And there was only one monk that understood that discourse, because they were just able to see the simplicity and the reverence and the beauty in that life. Not judgment, but instead became one with that flower and realized there was no separateness. So this is something I'd like you guys to have a think about. Going into the dark night of the soul, going to the deep waters of your scorpionic self in this current moon phase, we are shedding from that full moon in Taurus, and we're shedding as the moon gets smaller and smaller and smaller. What are we getting rid of and rid of and rid of those fears? Where are we able to put boundaries in and say, no, I don't want to hear that negative story today. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Where are we able to keep that sovereign part of us very clear and pristine? This is an empowering thing to do at the moment. Where are those negative things in yourself where you go, oh, that's a bit of negative self-talk, or that's a bit of sort of down, dark stuff that I don't really need to keep on reiterating that old story. I recently had a client that kind of had a little bit of a story about not being supported, and then realized there was a bit of self-sabotage in that. And so where is that self-sabotage that we have in ourselves? And we believe these old stories. They're not relevant. They don't matter. It's time to be extraordinarily present right now and surrender only into the present moment. Ishvara pranidhana. The deep and true surrender into the divine. How do we actually do that if we're still living in the old paradigm of fear, and if we're lowering our vibration to a point where we're worrying about things on the internet, little stories, little fear-based thinking? It doesn't assist us. Our soul's not interested in that. Our soul is interested in connecting to the divine in our practice, in our dance, in our music, in our sound, in our communication, in our flow, not just in our meditation practice, but moment to moment in our lives, in that transparent authenticity. If there is anyone or anything that doesn't feel like they're in alignment with you, feel free at this time, in this Scorpio time, to put in that transformative boundary and go, no, I'm good. I'm going to keep my high vibration today. I'm going to stay within my peace and my sovereign self and hold that boundary clear. It can be done in such an easy way. Right now in the world, we need more light, more love, more lightness, more laughter, more fun, rather than more fear, more dark. Have a think about what you're sharing on the internet. Have a think about what stories are you sharing. Are they inspirational? Are they joyful? The more we can serve right now in that presence of that grace of surrender, the more we can let go, the more we can, even me, like I let go of the fact that I had to do the full moon video on that Taurus full moon with that exact rhythm that I've always stuck to in that framework and that structure. What is that? I had to just surrender that I would just do it when it felt right. Intuitively, it felt like this morning. And it's been days, it's been past that full moon in Taurus. But does that really matter? Or did you guys get a more intuitive and more powerful read because I kept to the authenticity of what was sovereign for me? This is the transformative time of Scorpio. This is the transformative time that we really can create our realities. We really are doing it. Regardless of what's happening astrologically out there, yeah, it mimics exactly what's happening in here. But now's the time to go into that surrender, Ishvara pranidhana within, that surrender into the divine in our third eye. And we can let it in. It does not have to be hard. It can be fun, it can be light, it can be easy, it can be free. So I'd just like to leave you guys with that message for that Taurus full moon, technically the Taurus full moon video. And we'll be going towards the new moon in Sagittarius, and I'll have another video for you guys very, very soon on a different and unusual clock. Namaste.